All right. The one and only MVP, Michael Venom Page, and you are here in my restaurant, Iksha in London. And I'm here with Dakota. Kind of shook. I feel like I need to just sit here with my guard up just in case. You know what I mean? Just in case. Don't twitch funny, you know what I mean? But pleasure to have you here. Obviously, you were just kind of in London doing some model stuff.
Well, trying.
I heard you was killing it.
You know what us fighters are like? We're a little bit stiff when it comes to the camera.
That's not what we want to be doing, to be fair.
No, it's not.
But it went well, I heard.
It did.
And now I thought, best thing to do is come bring you here and feed you. We've got some food coming out in a second as well. Mexican restaurant. We've been open for just over a year now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out.
Right. Oh, this is what you asked for.
Oh, that looks funky. Might just leave you to be
Yeah. Cool.
You can join in.
There's other people here, so you'll see hands. You know what I mean? You'll see hands is working.
giving that one back.
Don't worry, it's nice. There's a team of us. Obviously, we just wanted to kind of have a chat, catch up. I actually saw you for the first time in Ireland, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
saw you win
The European title, that
European
was,
title.
wasn't it?
Yeah. So
I come out with my belt. I was like, MVP.
I was uber impressed, and obviously did some research afterwards as well. And then obviously seen you since just go from strength to strength to strength to winning yet another at the Worlds. I know a lot of people are doubting you and so on and so forth. How was that in terms of the haters? Because I know about haters, you know what I mean? We'll go into that, but how was it for you, dealing with it?
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard, but I've got a good supportive family that kind of helped me through that. So I think having them supporting me and stuff, and I think social media is the biggest thing, is you can learn not to kind of invest too much into that and read too much. That's like my number one thing, is not read the comments and just get your confidence from being in the gym all the time.
When did you realise not to read the comments? Like what point were you like, oh, this is disgusting, like, and this is not helping me?
Before I even got any kind of like bad hate, I was still like, I'm not even going to let it. Right from the very beginning, I was like, this is not, I've seen so many athletes like struggle with hate. And I was just like, them speaking about their experiences, I was just like, I'm not going to fall into that straight away. I don't even read the good comments. I don't let the good comments get to my head too much. Good comments, bad comments. I just post what I've got to post. Social media is just a job to me.
You didn't like my comment, did you?
I don't know, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Sorry. But I don't read any of them. I just stay off it. And I think that's the best way to keep your mind strong, personally.
Fair enough. Instead of letting it get cold, I'm going to let us dig in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we'll ask a couple more questions. You know what I mean? But try. To be fair, this was, what's your name again, sorry?
Leanne.
Leanne. Lovely Leanne's suggestion.
The scallops. Taste test.
Yeah. But just try.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, no.
You try.
I'm just going to watch you first.
See?
That's actually really good.
Yeah. Come on,
That's lovely.
Proper restaurant now. Hey.
Do you read any?
Listen to read anything.
It's hard to read them.
It's weird because I was like you in the sense that my first fight is I was so shook because I come from kickboxing.
Yeah.
I had a little fan base in the kickboxing world. It's quite a small world. Came over to MMA. And this is the first time I was very unsure about myself, because I was quite confident in kickboxing, very unsure about myself. So
it's like a new world.
Yeah, I was just like my coaches are, the only thing that is getting me even to walk to this cage right now is my coaches said I can do it. So I had faith in them. So I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Get in there, I'm like, oh, this feels the same. So I relax, I get into my groove, land a crazy kick, boom. This is actually the day that Luke was there but didn't see it because he left. Land this crazy kick. It goes super viral. I'm like, because I was almost like proud of myself in the sense of like being able to do it because I was so scared. So then I got there, done the kick. Obviously all my family friends were all hyped. I go online and I was like, what? What the hell did I do? Because it was hate like I'd murdered someone. Like people were just like, yeah, it was ridiculous though. And because the video went viral, there was a lot of comments and it was just, I'd say 97% negative.
Because you'd knock someone out?
Just, I don't even know.
Oh my God. So you can't win in this sport,
yeah.
can you?
So it was after that I kind of, to be fair, it like you said, it affects you mentally.
Yeah.
Then after I thought, let me go to some other videos just to, because I didn't really go into YouTube and all that kind of stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Let me watch some other videos. And then there was these guys called, I think it's Bar Stars. And basically these guys are like calisthenic guys. This guy was holding his daughter and doing one-arm pull-ups. I was like, that is amazing. Like, you can't say anything bad about that.
Yeah.
Looked at the comments. I was like, okay then,
Same thing.
yeah. That, immediately I was like, oh, these guys are full of shit. I'm out. Like, I'm good. I don't need to pay attention to this or take this serious, because you can't look at something as amazing as that and find something negative. That is just, they're called couch potatoes, whatever you want to call them. That's just people. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm not going to pay attention to that ever again.
Yeah.
And it's from after that moment where I was like, I every now and again I might browse through, but then don't really take it in. But same as yourself, positive or negative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just crack on with what you're doing in the gym and just leave it. It's the best way.
Or I go with people that I've met.
Yeah.
So I've met people because of my style of fighting, people always expect me to be a certain person when I meet them.
Yeah.
So I'm very flamboyant, doing all this crazy stuff, and they think I'm just going to be a wildcat when I meet them. And then once they meet me and they get to talking, and okay, cool. So then I'll value your opinion after you've met me, but not before then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you ever want to be like super popular and like famous, you would say? Because I think that's another thing. People think that they can just say what they want to say about us because we've got this like high profile, but really we never asked for that. We just wanted to be fighters. And that's the one thing that I struggle with is like people feel like they're entitled to say what they want to say when actually I just wanted to do this sport and be a normal person.
It's hard though when you
just got to take it
when you're doing so well.
Yeah.
I find it, especially in this country though. I don't know about like other countries. I think maybe because it might be the fact that we're in the fight world as well. That's something I actually wanted to ask you as well, is because you're in a very male-dominated sport as well. How difficult is it from that perspective? Although we're in the same sport, it's two different experiences.
Yeah.
Like even in the gym, it's a different experience.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to be a negative experience, but what is that experience?
Different, for sure. Yeah, different. It's something you got to get used to. But I don't know. I just feel like you got to be just your own person and just get on with it. Do you know what I mean? It is going to be different. We are different genders. Like it is going to feel different, but it's how confident you are to just kind of step in there and keep going.
Well, the amazing thing about our sport is the fact that men and women are doing it on the same stage.
Yeah.
It's not separated. It's not like, okay, they got to change the channel to watch the women fight and so on and so forth, which I like about combat sports, I'd say, because the boxing do it as well. And you get female headliners and so on and so forth. And it highlights how talented both sides are. Yeah. Which is the good part. But again, that's not the full story. More of the story happens before you even get to the cage. So even down to finding sparring partners, how difficult is it to, when you're coming up against a woman, how hard is it to find other women? Your experience is basically fighting guys, no?
I think, that's the thing with me. My experience has always been, I've always been training with lads because there's not many girls to train with. And plus, I've always been that kind of, I hate to say, but I was quite high level even in Thai boxing. So it was kind of like the girls weren't really much competition. But then the guys, sometimes you're not much competition for the guys and they don't want to waste their time with the girls. So it's kind of just finding them supportive partners that kind of will do it. Yeah, we'll work with you and get things out of it. And I feel like now, as the sport's progressing, they're seeing that the girls can actually hold their own with a lot of the guys. So like in the gym now, some of my best rounds are with guys and they love it as well because I give them a good spar. Whereas probably a few years ago, they would have been like, oh, I'm not going with her. Like, then that
Do you think there's any ego in it though?
100%,
no, but even now, so even though they must respect the rounds, but is it not still harder for them to take if you're winning rounds?
100%, I think that's probably what scares them most, not the fact that they have to go with us. It's the fact that if we give them a tough round, it doesn't look good on them. But realistically, like at any gym I've been in, we've all been treated the same. It doesn't matter whether we're like girl or boy. Like just forget your ego. We're just all training. It's not like, oh, you're getting beat up by a girl and you're getting beat up by a boy. It's just you've lost that round and you won that round. So for me, that's how it should be, but it's just not seen like that, which is natural and just things you have to just get used to, isn't it?
You got a background similar to myself.
Yeah.
My parents competed and stuff. You got the same. So explain what that looks like. Like, who was it in your family that has competed and stuff before?
Yeah, so my mum used to be world champion Thai boxing, kickboxing.
Big up mumsies.
Full contact karate. She did everything. She
She's a
probably
G.
beat me up as well, pound for pound. But I don't know whether you feel like this, but I feel like I was very privileged to have someone in the same sport like that, a parent, because I do feel like it was a cheat code. I really do. Sometimes I actually feel guilty that I'm getting all this success now, because really it should be my mum's.
Yeah, I know. It's just different times. And I'm sure, regardless, it's still her success. Like,
Yeah.
you know, her biggest success is going to be her children.
Yeah.
And then seeing you succeed is going to be like the world to her, regardless. So it's still her success. But
sure.
and I'm sure you were inspired by seeing that, or even if it's videos that you got to see. Did you actually get to attend when she was competing, or you never saw that?
I didn't. You know, my older brother did. He's 2 years older than me, but we've watched videos and we watch all that lot. So it's like we've still got them memories there. And obviously, she's been my coach the whole time in Thai boxing up until I was like transitioning over to MMA. So for me,
that's
it's
the other
like,
thing as well. I was going to ask because I get this all the time as well. But what made you say, okay, I've had enough of the Muay Thai, and then why did you pick MMA?
Yeah, Thai boxing fans are going to hate me now, but you don't pay enough in that sport, and it's just not progressing fast enough. You want to I want to be in and out. I don't want to be fighting until I'm like 40 years old. So for me, it was kind of like, what's going to make me the most money now, and what sport do I love the most? I love fighting. I also wanted to do something new, and one thing for me, having my mum as like a well-known fighter, was that everywhere I went, everyone knew me. And I felt like going to MMA and transitioning, no one really knew me in that world. Little did I know it was going to change very quick, because after my first fight, everyone was like, oh, this is Dakota. She's like
Sick.
champion Thai boxer and whatever. So it didn't last long, but it was just nice to have like a complete refresh and just do something that...
So what was the first gym that you went to, or did you research the gym? Like, why MMA though?
Do you know, one of the coaches that I know in Thai boxing said to me, he was like teaching at an MMA gym, he was teaching the striking, he said to me, you need to do some jiu-jitsu, like get into MMA, you know, you'd be really good at it.
Yeah.
And I didn't really go for a while, and then I went down to do jiu-jitsu and absolutely loved it. Fell in love with it straight away, and then I just started like, what about you?
Jiu-jitsu is so fun.
Is that how you transition that?
No, to be fair, and it's very weird actually. I did a jiu-jitsu class when I was, I want to say about 14, 15. One of my friends, Ricky, was like, he started going, and he's like, man, you should come. You'd love it. One of my other friends was literally like, you should go to this gym specifically, which is the gym I ended up in, London Shoot Fighters.
Right.
And this is way before when they had like old school killers. But my head was, I was still too committed to kickboxing.
Yeah.
So I did a couple of jiu-jitsu classes, and as much as I loved it, I was like, I can't take the extra time out to do this, because I just want to focus on the fight. And even a few times that I went and did it, I kept getting like little niggles here, and I was like, I can't injure myself doing something I don't care to do right now. And MMA wasn't even a thing in my head. So yeah, I did a couple of times, did a few lessons of jiu-jitsu, I left it, but then I just, same as yourself. There was no money, there's no, as you're getting older, you're like, bro, I can't keep doing this. I started teaching with my family because we run schools. But even then, I love teaching. I love seeing people progress. Yeah. But then I'm twitchy myself. I'm like, no, this is still not what I want to do. As much as I'm enjoying this is secondary, like maybe later, but not now. And then I just said, yeah, okay, let me just go and try something new, similar to what you're saying. I had boxing or MMA in my head. MMA just seemed to be quite hype, and then I remember doing a couple of jiu-jitsu lessons, and I thought, let me try it.
I love it.
I just fell in love. First day I went, and some little dude just twisted me. I looked like that. I literally looked like that. Just twisted me into a pretzel. And I was like, this is sick. Because Because in my head, I'm like, why is this little, you know what I mean? Like, where I'm from, you judge a book by its cover. You have to. You judge a book by its cover immediately. And I'm like, I'd have that guy up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It changed my whole perspective of life. Because if I saw him on the road, I'd be like, bruv, I'm going to beat you up. And that wouldn't happen. So, I just fell in love with it. And the
How
place.
did you find leaving your first gym and going to Street Fighters? Did you feel guilty?
Not really, because it was a different time for me. Because at the time, I was basically running the gym.
Yeah.
So for me, leaving the gym was more having to just replace coaches, not letting down a coach. You know what I mean? So it's more my students versus, my coach. So it made it a bit easier. My dad met who was my coach. He met my current coach at the time. So he came, met him, and was like, he's a good coach, and left. He's like, if you want to go into MMA, I can't take you from here. And I think that's signs of a good coach. That some people just want to hang on to you because then he knew I was talented, but he knew that I can't help you past this point. So you need to find someone that's going to help you. He met my current coaches, and he was like, these guys are good. And that was it. He said, do your thing.
100% signs of a good coach.
Yeah. So how did your mum take it as well?
Fine, but I probably struggled a little bit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I definitely struggled because my mum was my coach. My mum and my brother were like my coach the whole time throughout my whole career, and I had to make sure that I found a coach that was like replacing my mum. Like, could be, I trust them just as much as I trust her, and have the same relationship.
It's hard to think with your mum.
But it was hard, it was hard, and it took me a while to change. Now I found that in the coach I've got now, Conan at ATT, he's like literally like a father figure. So it kind of replaces that mother figure that my mum had. So that was important to me. But,
it's funny. Conan's always like, for years, he's like, yo, come over here.
Yeah.
Come train, man. Come train over here. But he's like, you have to leave your gym. I was like, bro, I'll come and train, but
I'm not
I can't
leaving.
leave. He's so funny. Because my sister, actually, she's not into MMA now. She used to kickbox back in the day, but she just stay, like, keep fit. And before COVID, I believe, because they stopped accepting all, like, public.
Yeah, they did,
So before then, she was going. And then when they found out she was my sister, he was always like, tell your brother to come down. He's funny, he's a nice guy.
He is lovely,
And actually, weirdly enough, the first gym I ever trained in was ATT.
Oh, wow.
First MMA gym. So when
Over in America?
Yeah, in Coconut Creek. I think it's the one you're in.
Yeah.
So it's the first one I went to, only because my siblings live over there. I've got 3 older siblings. They live literally there. And so when I was contemplating, I was talking to my family about what I want to potentially do. And they were like, oh, you should go to this MMA gym down the road. They're really good. I've heard some good things about them. I was like, cool. Went in, started training, and my life was set. I was like, son, see, I'm out.
What happened? You still
got-
in the UK?
I had him. So when I got back, to be fair, I have to blame Marvin for this. Another one of my really close friends. He goes, well, before we go, if you're going, it's fine, but just have a look and see what's around here. Risk might as well. So I did that. Looked at a couple of different gyms, went to a Gracie gym, went to this gym, and I was just like, I'm so set on America, it's not happening. Then I went to London Street Fighters, and I don't know what it was. These guys are just, I don't know what, I can't even explain it, but something about how they taught, I guess because I was teaching for a long time.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even met the main coaches, but the guys that were coaching at the time, like the jiu-jitsu instructor and the kickboxing coach, the boxing coach, I could just hear sense. And I was just like, okay, we'll start here, but I'm still going to America. Like, we'll start here. I just didn't leave.
Fair enough.
It was too good.
But again, that's the same thing with like your coach, like you passing them on, like you've got to feel that kind of connection. I mean, it's not just like a case of, oh, I'll train at this gym, it's nice. You've got to feel that, like.
I guess obviously for us, we've come from a background where we've been raised in a sport.
Yeah.
If you're a new person, you're not really gonna understand what is good and what's bad. So I guess starting in any gym is okay if you just trying to take that, and then later on you can kind of figure out if they are good enough. But for us, it's definitely difficult to do it that way. Before we go into more conversation, this is a famous lemonade here. It's called Dirty Lemonade. It's a charcoal lemonade. It used to mix a little bit inside, so it used to be a bit black, but they've changed it. It's still nice, but have a try. You got.
That's nice.
Fresh.
That's fresh, yeah.
Fresh.
Nothing better than a metal straw as well.
Oh, yeah, proper. And waste time on that paper
Love
crap.
That's
Who
nice.
came up with that idea? That's so stupid. Paper straws.
That is so nice.
One of the things you get is about being a Barbie,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
think's dumb. But where did you first hear that, or like what is the whole story behind that? Where did it come from? Was it a fighter that said it? Like, where did it come from?
It's probably been mentioned like throughout my career in a nice kind of way because I'm blonde, don't look like a fighter. But it turned into hate from my last opponent, Tyler Santos.
Yes,
That's when it
I
came
love
into
that. I love it.
After I won my European belt, she commented under the post saying, "I want Barbie's belt." Obviously, she'd just come out of the UFC.
Yeah.
She's coming over to PFL, so
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, yeah.
okay. And then that's what she's just run with the whole time now since she's been with PFL. And then we finished the season and she didn't get Barbie's belt. So I've quite enjoyed it though. I think loads of people have enjoyed having that like running with the whole Barbie thing now, especially my friend. She did me a surprise party. She made like a big Barbie box and
Oh, sick.
I had to get in one of them.
Well, when you
So-
make those kind of things your strength,
Yeah.
like what can people do then?
It's so satisfying.
The way
as
you
well.
owned it as well. Firstly, you smashed her to bits, and like it was just supposed to be your hardest
Test, yeah.
test. Obviously, because of like I said, she come out of the UFC, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You destroyed her, and to end with the lipstick as well.
Yeah.
I said, this is what I like. For me, I like the show. The showmanship is big for me. Like the entrances, everything. But even little things like that, I appreciate.
Yeah.
It was well thought out. And it's something that you would have probably thought about, like, as soon as I get you, I've got
Yeah.
that lipstick waiting. You know what I mean?
The lipstick was thrown in before you did even finish.
Yeah, the lipstick. And literally, before I celebrated, I was like pointing at my brother,
That's
like,
probably you
give
as
me
well.
that lipstick. Like, give it.
But yeah, that was sick. Like I said, your performance was amazing. She tried hard to take you down. Obviously, striking is exceptional, distance-wise. And I think for me, learning how to punch and kick is not necessarily difficult. It's learning how to, the timing, the distancing
Yeah.
and when to throw shots.
Yeah. It's the IQ that
It's
comes
the
with it, right?
IQ, 100%. And you showed so much IQ in that fight.
Thank you.
It was,
What was better though, my celebration or my fight?
mate, it's a full package deal.
Yeah.
It's a full package
That
deal.
is
Like
so
you can't
important in
separate
this
it.
fighting as well, isn't it? You've
100%.
got to have a personality.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
another thing that
100%.
comes with it.
But the thing is, you want people to remember you. So, it's unfortunately there's loads of fights on that night. Let's say 16 fights on the night. And if I'm new and I maybe only came here to see some other person over here, I'm watching the rest of the fights and I don't know what I'm watching. My missus spoke about how she comes because of me, but she doesn't necessarily know what's happening.
Yeah.
She's learning more as she go along, but I don't necessarily know what's happening. But what's going to stand out to me is the little things, key moments that I can go back and tell me, oh yeah, there was a six fighter. I'm not going to say there was a combination that she landed and
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, oh, she smashed this girl and then she pulled out lipstick and da-da-da-da. Like, you know what I mean? There's going to be a story to it and it's going to
100%.
remember. Sometimes I'm not even going to remember your name.
No.
It's something that you've done. And then you come out again and it's like, oh, that's the same girl that oh my God, yeah, we got to watch
Yeah.
this girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to give them as many chances to remember you. And that starts from as soon as you walk out. We only have 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
To really,
Or 2 or 3.
or 2 or 3, yeah.
To
Especially
try,
if you're doing your job well, less time. To really kind of stand out and show these people, or get people to remember you. And the fans are fickle, so yeah, these moments are so important. So what's the next thing for you?
Do you know what? I don't know this year. It's difficult because obviously I'm with PFL. Tyler Santos was probably brought in to beat me. She was the top girl now. For me, I've got to keep progressing. I'm like 26. I don't want to kind of just stick where I am. I need better opponents. I need to keep getting better. And we're going to see what they bring me now this year.
She's like, I'm like 26. Muggins here is 37. You got time.
I've got time.
You got time. But no, I do understand that. I think also because you had a goal, you know, it's the European first and then it's the Worlds, and then it's easy to be like, okay, I know what I'm doing, you know, And now it's like, okay, I've done it. It's important to then reassess, reset your goals.
I think I've probably struggled with that this year. Like for 2 years now, I've known that I'm in a tournament and I've known when I'm fighting, what dates, and I know that I'm gonna get a fight. Now this year, not having like a set tournament, mentally, you'll probably know as a fighter, it's so difficult to not know whether you're fighting, whether you are like.
And then how your training is as well, because you're still having to make sure you're at a certain level of fitness, just in case something comes up, because something might come up. You want to make sure you're ready.
Have that motivation all the time as well to like.
Because it's what we do is tough.
And it's constant repetition, same thing all the time. So to keep going and have no goal or it's difficult. So I'll have to get used to that again this year. It's 2 years that I've not had to worry about that. So
is there anybody that you've seen inside or outside the UFC? Inside or outside of PFL that I would like to fight that person.
Do you know what? I'm not the type of person that like picks out like.
Same as me.
I'll just fight. Give me like, as long as you give me someone good that it makes sense in my career, then I'll fight. Like I'm not really bothered. Yeah.
What would be a dream fight of yours, past, present, future? What would have been a dream fight? Is there anybody that you not looked up to, but you kind of saw and was like, this girl's sick?
I've got to say Shevchenko, like she's like my top girl.
She's sick.
Number one for me, do you know what I mean? But again, that's where I want to be. So to do that, to get there, I've got to fight her. So I feel like that would be the one that makes sense. But be a big fight.
That's
a crazy fight.
It's amazing fight. She's super talented.
She is,
Super talented. And again, the dance is at the end.
Yeah.
Again, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But you're gonna remember it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's finished, she's killing people with crazy high kicks, and then she's doing this dance at the end.
Yeah. The personality.
The personality is there. You show.
Makes the difference.
Yeah. So, other than that, outside of the cage, outside of the gym, what kind of stuff do you like to do?
This. Eat food like this. I love to travel as well. That's what I love about this sport.
You
get to go so many different places.
All right, one of your favorite places. One of your top. Not favorite, because it is difficult.
Thailand, yeah. I do miss that. I've not been since I've been in MMA. In Thai boxing, I was there quite a lot. Now I don't get to go as much, but Thailand definitely, I love a slow life. I think that's another thing. This fighting is just like constant hard work all the time. So like outside of that, I'd just love to live a simple, like slow life. What about you?
To be fair, I think
don't say the UK.
No.
I thought he was going to say the UK. I like it here.
No. I'm trying to get out of here. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, this is always going to be home. I was raised here.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I'm always going to have a soft spot for here, but I think it's just getting worse over here. So for me, we want to soon leave. And then that's going to be the difficult bit again, is having to find a new gym. But I'm probably going to keep coming back for camps and so on and so forth. So, but yeah, I have to say one place I really enjoyed was Japan.
Oh my God, that's somewhere I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, and I got to fight there as well. So when I was with Bellator, I got to fight in Japan. It was, me and Norbert walked in the Saitama arena, and I swear to you, you could feel almost warrior spirit. We were just like, it was an empty arena. And we were just like, what the heck?
Wow.
I can't even explain what kind of feeling it was. It was weird. Wow. And then to walk out into an arena, it was like, I don't know how many, 30,000, whatever people.
Passionate fans over there as well.
But the thing is, it's silent though. It's almost like going to a tennis game. Like if I did a crazy kick, they go, oh, pew, and then it literally goes silent again. Like, you can hear it's almost like the COVID times when you can hear all the coaches. It's literally like that. I can hear the commentary, everything, unless I did something, and then it just roars
during
for a second.
During the fight, you could hear clip. Wow, okay.
Because they're so like locked in. They're not messing around. First fight, every seat is full.
Wow.
First fight.
Which you never see that.
You don't see. You don't see over
like
here.
few fights on the
So
card.
and people are slowly coming in. Like, no, the place was completely packed because they love fighting over there. And even like when we pulled in on the bus, they had like these VIPs that paid for the extra experience. We've pulled up on our bus. As we got off the bus, they had like a line of fans, like trying to ask you to sign. They're just like, oh, this is weird. Like it was a new experience. I've seen it from watching football players get off buses and having to do that. I've never had that experience. You know what I mean? It's always like, obviously when you're coming out the cage or going into the cage, you get a lot of love, but
gifts too.
Yeah, the gifts. This woman was coming every single day. She took a week off work because she knew we were going to be there. Every single day she was there just to get something signed. And one time we were going into the city and I saw her run past me and I was like, are you okay? She's like, oh yeah, I can't remember the other girl that was on there. She felt ill. She told her that she's feeling a little bit sick. So she ran to a chemist to go and get her some medicine. This is a random fan. She doesn't work for the organization. God. She took time off work just to come and be with the fighters. It's very different.
Wow.
Very, very, like they love you over there. Like it's a different type of, like literally going to get in and out of the hotel, it's 45 minutes each time. Just to get.
Imagine over here, someone would be running to get you some poison or something. Not something to help you.
Yeah.
What the hell?
People are, it was just very different experience, but this in general, the culture over there is very cool.
Wow.
People over there, the technology, like there's so much.
It's like a different world, right?
World.
That's what I've heard.
People are lining up to cross the road. I was like, what are you lot doing, bro? Like the road's this long. Why is it all lining up here? Like it's just different. On the train, it's on the train, yeah. It's rude to, like they have certain, behaviors. It's kind of rude to be on your phone and so nobody talks. It's just kind of quiet. I've got this loudmouth and Norbert, yeah. He naturally just talks loud. Norbert naturally talks loud. And they're both on the train and I'm just like, shut the hell up. And it's like, and you can just see all these Japanese like, but they're trying also not to be rude, so they're kind of like looking but not looking. And I'm just like, these guys are so embarrassing.
Japanese people as well, you can see it on the face sometimes. Even though they'll sit there dead straight, they're just kind of like...
Yeah.
They look at us like we're...
Foreigners.
Frank.
But we had a great time over there. I have to say, like, and I kept forgetting I was fighting because like Bellator would call me like, oh, you got an interview. I was like, mate, I'm out. Like, you're gonna have to do it another time. Like, seriously, go shopping, doing this. I had the best time with it. So yeah, Japan was one. I definitely want to go back and actually spend time and see a bit more. But Japan's
Is that probably the best place you've travelled then for fighting?
For fighting,
best place it's took you.
Yeah. I think it's definitely one of the best places. I'm fortunate in the kickboxing, and I'm sure you in the Thai boxing. Travel was a thing, even in that world. So traveling and going to different places to compete has always been a thing, even if it's just in the country. Going to Manchester every weekend, going to Newcastle, I was always up and down, meeting people, and I think that was, for me, it's important for personal growth, just to meet different types of people, different cultures, and it helped me with, especially living in London. Everyone lives on top of each other, and they're all from different walks of life, but nobody really understands each other and their cultural backgrounds. And when I got loads of different groups of friends, and when I went away and come back, I'm like, I get why he's like that, or I get why she's like that. It made sense seeing their culture. But yeah, travel is a
special
key.
thing about sport, just in general, not just fighting, just sport, I think, isn't it?
Oh, this looks kind of dope.
Oh, thank you.
Oh no, get some of these, bro. These just.
Oh my God, look at that.
That's pretty.
That looks good.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the one that we didn't get.
The cheek. The cheek.
I'm just saying.
Okay, Willis.
That looks good. Oh, there is the Instagrammer.
Oh. Going in. Oh, I definitely did.
Oh my
I
God.
remember the one doing TikTok dances earlier. Try to rope me in.
Hell yeah.
No, don't try it, mate. Like, at the Halloween party, you managed to persuade some of my friends I've never seen do any form of TikTok in their life. And I walk outside, they're outside, and they're all doing dances and stuff. I'm like, what?
Oh my God, that's so nice.
I haven't had this one yet. Yeah.
To be fair, that was my missus.
Is it? Yeah. I just saw all you lot dancing.
You walked out, he's like, what
have I just walked into?
That is so good.
It's good, yeah?
Yeah.
See, that's what we do here. We have mouthgasms. So, guys, thank you for coming, Dakota. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Actually, get to spend some one-on-one time.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I always see you like in passing, or get to watch you on the screen doing your thing.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best for the future. I know you're not sure exactly where you're going just yet, but I know it's going to be big things. You know what I mean?
Thank you very much.
Have you enjoyed the food here?
It's been beautiful. It's been so nice.
That's
So
what we
congrats
do.
on a very nice restaurant.
That's what we do here. That's what we do.
I'll be back very soon.
And where can we, or where can the guys find you?
On all socials, I'm on them all. Instagram, Dakota Ditcheva. YouTube, Dakota Ditcheva as well. TikTok, you'll see me doing a few dances. You're just complaining about that. But yeah, any socials, you'll see me there.
Nice. But seriously, for me, again, the first time I seen you, and it just made me want to look into you more. What you do. Obviously, it's easy to relate to because you're a striker, but you are an exceptional striker. It's really good to see. And literally, wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Really wish
You
you all the best.
too.
You're a lovely person as well. I bumped into you randomly in Florida.
Yeah.
So
At
random.
the Everglades.
Yeah,
I
at the
know,
Everglades,
it's
looking at
crazy.
crocodiles and stuff like alligators coming out. It's mad. With your mum, right?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Lovely, like it just, yeah, you're just a lovely person. You've always
thank
ever
you.
shown me love. And like I said, wish you all the best for everything.
You too.
Come
Thank
on.
you very much.
But seriously, guys, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell for any up and coming videos. We're gonna do more of this kind of stuff. And just follow your guy. Just back your boy. And I'll see you at the fight. Fight's coming up very soon. See you then.